Good afternoon, people. Welcome back to the shorts of Buster Keaton video series I started. Was it a few weeks ago, months ago? I don't know when it was. I don't even know what today's date is. But doing things a little bit differently this time. I want to wrap this up. I want to tie up some loose strings on this channel. Some loose strings? Is that tie up some loose strings? Does that sound right? It doesn't sound right to me. Some loose wires? Loose ends. Tie up some loose ends on this channel. So I'm going to do a couple Buster Keaton films in one video. But either way. And I actually watched these two day before last, but I just couldn't find the time to make this video. But I watched a film called Neighbours. Buster Keaton and this girl, they're in love with each other. They live across from each other in, flats or whatever you call them in America. And there's a fence that separates them. A la Rear Window type thing. The family's always feuding over them, and there's lots of Buster Keaton going across on the washing line, getting chased by men bigger than him, fooling the police. At one stage he's up a telegraph pole. He's up some kind of pole, uses his tie to slide down, just like James Bond would. So part that I enjoy the most in this is that scene when you just have the buildings, the fence, and everything that encompasses is my favourite part of it. Towards the end, we have the last 5 minutes or so, we have a wedding, and some of it revolves in trousers falling down. I don't find people's trousers falling down to be particularly funny. But then towards the end, we have three men on each other's shoulders, moving across, they're moving through scaffolding, and I enjoy that. I enjoy the film as a whole, but it's that bit where they're separated and the fence and all that does. It allows Buster to do what Buster does great. So I enjoyed that one. Then another one called The Scarecrow. Now this is 17-18 minutes long. Almost like it's split into two films. Like the film's about Buster and his housemate Joe Roberts. They're farmhands, they're competing for the farmer's daughter, and there's that kind of stuff. Buster gets chased by a dog, and he can't lose this dog. Wherever he goes, the dog follows him. He hides in some hay, but then the hay gets put in a threshing machine, and the dog finds him. It's very funny. Towards the end, there's a funny gag with a horse, which I chuckled at that, I must say I did. But I never remember the last 10 minutes because of what the first 7 minutes are. And it's just in this house, just this one house, where everything has more than one use. And it's genius. The first 7 minutes of this film are brilliant. If you don't watch anything else of this film, just watch the first 7 minutes of this, and it is absolutely fantastic. And because I enjoyed that first bit so much, I really don't remember until I watch it what happens in the last 10. Then what happens in the last 10, I remembered bits and pieces of it, but not everything, because I enjoyed the first 7 minutes that are really just so clever. Alright, so it's the next day, and I watched two more Keaton shorts. I watched Haunted House, or The Haunted House. Buster works in a bank. The manager of the bank and his gang are going to rob the place. They've got this house that is all set up to convince people that it's haunted. You've got effects, you've got booby traps, and one thing leads to another, and Buster finds himself in this house full of what looks like weird shit happening, strange looking people. And it's in the house where I really enjoy this film. Everything before it's fine, but at one point you have two skeletons. They build a man. You know how they do it. You can see how they do it, but they build a man. They first start with the legs, and they put the body on, then the legs on, then the head on, then a slight cut, and then the man's moving around. Imagine in 1921, you'd have been flabbergasted by that. And there's one gag in particular that I like. There's a vault that says burglar proof vault, and to get inside it, all Buster does is move the clock from 9 to 10 or 8 till 9. He just moves it to the time, and then it just opens. Like, how can that be burglar proof? So I've seen this one. I've seen them all before. I shouldn't say that, apart from the next one. But I did really enjoy this one. Seeing it again. Wish we'd have seen a little bit more action in the house, but I did enjoy that one. Then from same year was a film called Hard Luck, which I'm not sure that I've seen before because I didn't remember anything of it. The film starts for the first 5 or 6 minutes. Buster's trying to kill himself, tries to hang himself, he tries to get himself squashed, he tries all sorts. Then he goes fishing, then he goes hunting. All after he's drank a bottle of poison. He has trouble with his horse. I liked this one. I did. I'm not sure if I've seen it before, but for 60 years it was considered Keaton's only major film that was a lost film until it was found somewhere. But I quite liked this one. It wasn't maybe up there with my favourites, like nor was The Haunted House. When I was watching The Haunted House, I couldn't not think of a Laurel and Hardy film, which I don't mind doing. I don't mind thinking about Laurel and Hardy. I watched a couple of Laurel and Hardy films last week. Highly enjoyable, but it's not about Laurel and Hardy. I probably prefer the last bit of The Haunted House when he's in the house. I probably like the beginning of Hard Luck when he's trying to kill himself, because it's a gruesome subject, but the way he goes about it is very, very funny. So yeah, Hard Luck would get a thumbs up, and The Haunted House would also get a thumbs up. I'm not going to put my thumb up because it's cheesy, but they would both get a thumbs up. And that'll do it for this video. I think that's long enough.